Good evening. I'm just trying to see how much light I have here. My hair is a little bit messy because it was raining and I was out with Charlie when it was raining and it was windy. And Chicago is the windy city for the sake of the crooks, but also for the sake of the wind. Okay, I don't want to be on here very long, and this can be reposted and anybody can watch it. So when I was younger, I didn't have a great perspective on romance and love because I was raised with the perspective of like fundamentalist Christian values where let me wave at people where you have to marry someone and you can't have sex before marriage and all this different stuff, blah blah. And I was also raised with the patriarchal perspective where it's like women don't have as much of a voice. So in the long term, and of course I'm a heteronormative woman, straight woman, so I'm talking from that perspective, but the cats are waving and are yelling at me, meowing at me because they're just needy right now and I'm not giving them attention, but just in case you hear them. So anyways, as I got older and I started dating, I did not know the value of my own self, and that's very different now, and I'll get into that in a second. The people I would date were based on the person that I thought I had to be in terms of what kind of love I was supposed to give, what kind of love I was supposed to receive. And I didn't understand my love languages and really didn't know myself. Now that I'm older and I've dated, I've had really good sex, I've had really bad sex, I've had relationships with people, I've had serious relationships that have lasted for a while, and I've had, situationships with people. I've had those things. And what I want to tell you about romance, and this has to do with your mental health, do not compromise on what you know that you need, and do not compromise on your values and your morals, because what happens when you do that is you will ultimately lose yourself, and you'll end up being with someone that's you're not supposed to be with. And I don't know if there is a part, like in terms of the soulmate thing where you find your person, twin flame, all that stuff, but I do know that love is a choice and that romance is a choice, and that the person that you are going to be with chooses you and you choose them, and there's work in that. This is something that would happen whether there was a soulmate or a twin flame or any of those different things, because it's a choice. Love is a choice because love is an action. Love is a verb. You choose to love someone, and to be in love is also an action, like you are in love with someone. So when it comes to romance, one of the reasons why I have had a lot of casual connections, but I do not date anybody seriously unless they meet like the standards and the things that I know I need, and I don't compromise on those things because it's just so unnecessary for you to do that, and it will kill you on the inside. Like with anything, love is beautiful, it's very beautiful, but romance is not the main goal of life. Of course I want to be in love and be in a relationship and get married and maybe create a child that I can love with a great partner, but the point of life is not to be with somebody. And that is why I am very picky about like who I date and who I choose to spend my energy and time on, because love is a choice, and I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that I didn't choose and that I knew was not going to be there for me. And what I mean by I didn't choose is someone that ultimately, when I look at myself and I look at the person that I am versus the person that I think I'm supposed to be, I didn't choose this person from a place of knowing what I need and who I am as a person. And I think a lot of people do that. And I think, and I'm going to make a very generalized point, but for women, and I'm talking about heteronormative women and maybe some other people in different sexual orientations, which I affirm all people, but I'm just talking about my own perspective. I think that a lot of times women, and this is what I've seen in a lot of my friend groups and a lot of different circles that I have been in, even when I did counseling for young mothers and for teenagers, a lot of people, women, compromise on their values when it comes to romance because of the patriarchal system, because of what they've been told they have to be and look like. And sometimes they get married and they're not in these happy marriages, and time goes on and they thought that they were really happy, but then as they evolve, they're not happy. And I know a lot of people this has happened to. So romance is beautiful. It's a really beautiful thing, and it's a gift when you can find someone that, hi, when you can find someone that you love and that loves you back and all that stuff, but don't compromise on what you know you need. And I know what I need, like when it comes to a relationship. And right now, I think it's hard for people to date with the different access to social media and with the conditioning that we've had when it comes to relationships, like I talked about before a little bit. But it's also very beautiful when you find someone that you bond with. But if you're going to date someone, really be aware of what you need and don't compromise on it. Like, don't compromise. Because you will end up losing yourself if you compromise. And I just don't want people to do that. I don't want to do that for myself. And then think about it. If you have a child with somebody that you compromised on, then you're unhappy and you have a child. You know, and I know people who do that. And it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not, I don't think of things of like a good or bad, because that is like, those are not the best universal laws of just having these two polarities. Yes, there are norms of society where when it comes to murder and death and killing and like respecting other people, but you know, I try not to think about things in these opposite ways, but because we all have everything is a learning experience, and love is a battlefield, it's a gamble. But romance is a real gift, and if you're invested in something so much and you realize this is not who you were, or this is not who you are as a person, then you've wasted this energy. You know, time is an illusion, but you've wasted a lot of energy or given energy away. And the thing that I want to say is, a lot of the time we know, and it's not all the time, but sometimes we see the signs, or we say yes to things that we shouldn't have, and we allow ourselves to kind of get lost in the illusion of love and the illusion of romance, instead of being like, is this who I am? And that's why I've stayed single for a long time, because I am still evolving as a person, and I haven't met anybody, and this is I'm not in a rush. I still have sex, and I still, you know, go on great dates, but I haven't met anybody who's matched my energy, because I know that there are still things that I want to do to get myself where I need to be. But it's not like you have to arrive at a certain place. I don't think that you arrive at, because I don't think any relationship is perfect. It's just where I am. You know, I am no longer a 7-day Adventist, and I thought I was going to marry 7-day Adventist. I no longer feel like I have to date someone who's religious. Like, I'm so happy with my life right now that I just need someone that's going to compliment me and like go alongside me, not necessarily be in my life as like well, I live and breathe you, like what's the one Bridgerton, where she's like, I yearn for you, or something like that. And it's like, no, you need to yearn for yourself first. And then if someone comes along that compliments you and that will go along with you, because one of you is going to die first. It's not like this is not The Notebook. Life is not The Notebook where you're with someone and then you die together. I mean, that happens to some people, but not all people. You know, romance is to help you to go through life in partnership and in community, because we don't live in tribes anymore. So the reason why it's great to have a partner is so that you are literally, you have someone to help you through and to navigate through life. And for me, like, especially when it comes to sex, I don't want to date anybody else, because I don't personally, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to use condoms with you. I'll get on birth control, but I want to be in a safe monogamous relationship, and that takes a lot of trust, which is why I'm not currently on birth control. I just use condoms, because I don't want to fuck up my body for someone that might not be worth it. But not that all birth control is bad, I've just had bad experiences with it. So yeah, romance is beautiful. I see too many broken relationships, and for me, I know intellectually that the goal of life is not to be in a relationship, it's to live life. You know, we're not in Disney, we're not in this fantasy world. And there need to be more movies and more media about people who are independent and living on their own, and who find romance to complement them, not to complete them. So that's all I want to say today. And I've met some really amazing people, especially someone really amazing, and we'll see how things go. But I'm also like not pressuring myself or them to be with me or whatever like that, because life is a journey, and I'm really just focusing on myself. But romance is beautiful. To anyone who has successfully found love, I applaud you. But I just want you to ask yourself, is this the ultimate? If I'm with this person, if I'm with this person, right now and I change in 10 or 15 years, are they going to evolve with me? Or are they going to support my evolution in healthy ways? So that's something that I think about a lot. And I want to be with someone who, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I need someone who's like going to continue to grow and change, and who's also very blunt and very communicative and very consistent. Because we change. So, and that's why I support divorce, because I'm like, if you're not working out, don't stay together and ruin your lives, If you need to get divorced, it's okay, because you sometimes marry someone, they can be really great, but you're just not good together anymore because you're just different. So anyways, I love you guys. I'm logging out now. Have a lovely day, and make sure that you have a romance with yourself before you choose to have a romance with any other person. Bye.